just for adventure or two. There'll be hijinks and laughs and story time too. So join in the fun with Mirabelle, me and you.
We're taking a swim today because we have a fun story in the sea. Hi, everyone.
I can't breathe in this. I'm going to have to put on my regular Mr. Muller glasses. How are you today? I am so excited to see you. And I found a really fun book for story time about another man and his little dog, and it's called Down to the Sea with Mr. McGee by Chris Van Dusen. Doesn't that look like a fun story? But Mirabelle is swimming around somewhere out in the sea, so we have to get her to come over and join us for story time. Can you all help me yell? Hey, Mirabelle! Mirabelle! Hey, Mirabelle! Where is she? Oh, I think I see her. Is she swimming on over to come help us? I think so. Hi, Mirabelle. Are you ready for a fun story under the sea? Oh, with me? Well, let's get started. Down to the Sea with Mr. McGee. Mr. McGee and his little dog Dee love spending time in their boat on the sea. So early one morning at 6:32, they made a decision that's just what they would do. And they're going to go down by the sea. That will be really fun. Right after breakfast, McGee packed a lunch. Sandwiches, carrots, a thermos of punch, a big box of raisins, some sweet pickled beets, chocolate chip cookies. I know you're going to like this, and crunchy dog treats. Yes. With plans for the day and enough lunch for 3, they hopped in the car and drove down to the sea. This is a very fun story, isn't it, Miss Mirabelle? I wonder what they're going to do. The pair left the dock at 7 o'clock and motored their way around Eagle Egg Rock. They passed by the lighthouse and by the old wreck, with McGee at the wheel and Dee on the deck. Look at that other little black and white dog, Miss Mirabelle. They certainly are having fun together, just like you and me. They suddenly spied off the bow to the east a big pod of whales. There were 50 at least, splashing about in the bright morning sun, feasting on shrimp and sardines by the ton. Do you like sardines? Do you like sardines? But one little whale who had eaten his fill, munching on minnows and plankton and krill, was bored with his breakfast, and since he was through, he swam off in search of something to do. I wonder, are you swimming off too, Miss Mirabelle, for something to do? You come back, swim right back by me, Miss Mirabelle. Woo! We gotta swim. We're keeping afloat under here. Now Dee and McGee in their boat on the bay didn't notice the whale that was heading their way. They were watching the other whales put on a show, and soon the young whale was directly below. Uh-oh. I hope their boat doesn't tip. Let's see. From under the sea, the little whale spied McGee and Dee's boat, but not them inside. He longed for adventure, he wanted to play, so he bumped at the boat in a most friendly way. Oh. Then the whale placed his blowhole directly below, and ever so gently he started to blow. Oh no! McGee saw the bubbles. He felt the boat sway. Then up went the boat on a fountain of spray. Higher and higher the little boat flew, as harder and harder that little whale blew. Then the whale blew a blast as hard as he could, much harder in fact than a little whale should. And that final blast blew the boat up in the sky, first 30, then 40, then 50 feet high. Oh no! They are floating way, way up in the air. What is gonna happen? The boat kept on rising, but it didn't stop there. Wind hit it hard and it flew through the air. Dee and McGee sailed over the sea when all of a sudden, look at all those seagulls. We see lots of seagulls when we're in Rehoboth. They got stuck in a tree. So there they were stranded, McGee and his pup, in the top of a spruce 60-something feet up. Oh no. From their perch in the sky, the two watched in dismay. Oh no. As the whale far below swam swiftly away. McGee was downhearted. Just what could he do? They seemed hopelessly stuck, but little Dee knew, just like you, Miss Mirabelle. The secret to get the boat safely unpinned was to rock back and forth. And wait for the wind. So they rocked and they rocked for an hour or so, but the boat didn't budge because the wind didn't blow. Just when they thought they'd stuck there all night, they spotted far off a spectacular sight. And there they are, stuck in the tree in the boat. Oh no, let's see. Away in the distance across the blue bay, the whales, all 50, were heading their way and gathered. They swam through the water to in one long straight row and gathered around the small island below. McGee looked down at the circle of whales surrounding the island and raising their tails. He felt a bit nervous. He felt a bit tense when all of a sudden it made perfect sense. They're trying to save us, he shouted with glee. Hold on, Dee, hold on. as tight as can be. Do you think they're gonna get down, Miss Mirabelle? Wow, their tails slapped down with a thunderous crash, which in turn created a high super splash. They covered the island and raced up the tree and dislodged the boat and set them both free. Yay! Dee was so happy she let out a yelp. McGee tipped his hat to the whales for their help. Thank you, my friends, for saving the day. Then they all waved goodbye. And the whales swam away. On the way home, little Dee had a thought. What about all the food they had brought? In all the excitement, they had not ate a bite. You think they're gonna eat something finally? Oh, I think they're eating in the perfect place. So they saved it and had it for dinner that night. And look at them in their cute little house, just like our cute little house, Miss Mirabelle. Well, I think that was a pretty amazing adventure. And we got waterlogged on our adventure too. Well, thank you everyone for coming for story time. And remember, if you're feeling bored with nothing to do, come join us for a wet adventure or two. There'll be hijinks and laughs and story time too. So come join Mirabelle, me, and you. Bye everyone. Thanks for joining us. I think we better get ready to swim back up. Don't you think, Miss Mirabelle?
All right, here we go. Bye. 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 See you in 2 weeks.